So we just turned off the engine. Whale. I mean, there's so many there all around us. Life has just been...
What a day.
Like, we are sailing magic carpet, and I always want little moments of magic to enter into our episodes. And sometimes we hit that more than others, but this week it's like, I don't have to try to put any magic in. This is just magic. I mean... There's a whale in front of the moon. That's what I've been waiting for.
That's what we've been waiting for.
We're on our way north. On board our Cape George Cutter 36 is my husband Aladino and myself, Maya. After a 5-year complete refit to our boat, we are finally out sailing, about to explore one of the most wild and beautiful coastlines on Earth. Join us for the Northern Voyage. Last week, we rounded Cape Caution, which is a real separation point in the Inside Passage. We have now left Vancouver Island behind us, and from here on out, our journey will continue along even more rugged and remote sections of the BC coastline. But shortly after rounding Cape Caution, we unexpectedly found ourselves on a tiny wild island with a horizon that doesn't end until it reaches Japan. What's your take on what we just experienced on this island?
It is really, really, really a cool island. I don't want to leave. So, and sometimes it is good to leave a place not fully explored so that you can just drop a pin on the map and know to come back to.
I think we're trying to get north with a bit of a timeline at this point.
That's true.
So,
yeah,
and
that's fantastic.
And I think this is a little prologue for what the west coast of Vancouver Island will offer, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
So the journey north continues. Good weather, bobbing on gentle ocean swell, we headed towards Calvert Island. This is where the protected Inside Passage resumes. Once we duck behind the protection of Calvert, we will stop feeling the movement of the ocean, be sailing again on flat water. But we were in no rush for that to happen. The swell was gentle, and the sun was lovely.
Gazed along, my eyes fell on a simple kind of tree. From what I could see, the scenery is best surrounding you. It's a love I can't explain. It's a love we can't explain. And what's the use? As we both knew. All the days just melt away through the echoes of the tree. Carved a heart in oak tree bark, our initials in between. Oh, I just can't look away. No, I just can't look away. Still can't believe that you fell for me.
What an amazing day. But the wind seems to leave us. Especially once we get under the protection of Calvert Island, which is in front of us. There's just so much life here. I look and sea otters, and then some water birds dive up, and there's a couple of whales over there. And my favorite animal is out, the sunshine. It is fabulous when the sun is out.
It's so crazy. Like, there's too many whale blows to even think about filming them all. They are everywhere, all around, all the time. You look at the horizon long enough, you'll see a geyser of water and steam, whale breath, float upwards. Yeah. Everything is alive around here. There's life everywhere you look.
Crazy to think that this stretches out all the way to Japan, but it's so calm today, which is very, very pleasant, obviously.
Other than the sail flapping, but
Yeah.
it wasn't like that until just now.
No, and we'll get moving now, so
Yeah.
we'll stop.
Now that we've rounded Cape Caution, it feels like we're in a different chapter of this journey. Before refitting this boat, most of our sailing experience was in Europe, where we sailed our beautiful little Magic Carpet 1 for several years. Compared to Europe, everything we've experienced so far on the BC coast has felt amazingly remote and rugged. But it will only get more remote and more rugged now. North of Vancouver Island, there are fewer communities and harbors. In fact, the only town we actually plan on visiting along this stretch of coast is a ghost town. The water became flat calm, our intended anchorage was in sight, and we just drifted, in awe of these creatures moving all around us. Wow, this moon!
Yeah, isn't it insane?
That is so crazy!
Full moon right behind us as we're capturing whales and jumping salmon.
It's not even real anymore.
Today was just all day here, there, this, that. Wow.
So we just turned off the engine. Whale. I mean, there's so many, they're all around us. But we just turned off the engine. We're floating just outside of our anchorage for the night. I think it's called Safety Cove on Calvert Island. Looks like there's a bunch of other boats in there. We are surrounded by whales. This moon is so big. It must be a special kind of moon. You know how they've got like the harvest moons and the strawberry moons and the whatever else. It's got to be a special one. I'll look it up later because that is crazy. I don't think I've ever seen one like that before. And yeah, just whales everywhere. Life has just been...
What a day.
There's a whale in front of the moon. That's what I've been waiting for.
That's what we've been waiting for.
I never did get the shot of the whale in front of the moon, but that's okay. Guided by the light of the moon, we found our anchorage for the night, and we slept well.
Pretty great today, but as you know, any day that doesn't rain, I am happy, even though the forest fires can always needed. I understand that. So yeah, well, I do have a religious obligation to jig a little bit right here, but afterwards we shall get underway. And obviously I'm excited to troll again for salmon. They're jumping all over the place. They're trying to mock me. It is exciting.
But the thing about trolling for salmon is it means we're going to be sailing at 2 knots all day.
You have to try to go 2 knots roughly. Yeah. But right now it's slack, and slack here means jigging for lingcod. Fishing is one of my first passions, and I'm so excited to dive back into it. And here it requires a lot of local knowledge. Every species, every terrain works a little differently. Of course, the premise of fishing is always patience. So here I go, jigging the slack, trying for lingcod on a pinnacle. Yeah.
Unfortunately, no lingcod on this pinnacle. So, let's continue up the inside passage. We have a south wind with us today. South winds usually bring clouds and rain, but it will also help us to get north. So off we go. It's absolutely crazy. We're sailing downwind. We are surrounded, by our best count, by 12 whales. And it's almost to the point where it's like, can there be less whales? Because it's actually, like, we have to dodge them. I don't want to hit a whale. And yeah, they're just literally surrounding us. It's crazy. Every time you look at the horizon, there's a new whale blow. Pretty spectacular. Oh, I just saw a big tail go down.
Nice.
It's always neat when they do the dive. They seem to have a bit of a pattern where they come up, they breathe. I love listening to the sound of them breathing. It's when you're really close to them, like a few have surfaced. Not super close, never alarmingly close, but like close enough that you can really hear them breathe. And it's really neat because they exhale, but then of course they also inhale. And if you're not really close, it's hard to hear that inhale, but it's like this sort of whistling as they draw air in. It's pretty neat. But yeah, I mean, they must know that we are here because none of them have come too close to the boat, which is really nice.
They're in their element, they're aware.
Yeah.
And I don't know which whales and which these are, but many do echolocation, which they have an entire scan of the land.
Not these ones.
Not these ones? Okay. What are these?
I believe these are mostly humpbacks.
Okay.
And so I think the differentiation is that the toothed whales use echolocation, so orcas.
And sperm whale, and there's not too many toothed whales.
Yeah, but then the baleen whales don't.
Okay.
I gotta double check that before I put it in the episode,
see.
but I think that's true.
Okay.
Despite sailing slowly, we certainly never got bored. Watching the whales is endlessly mesmerizing. We forgot about the rush we felt to get north quickly. This journey is about the journey. A commotion in the water, and we slowed down the boat to get a better look. This behavior is called lobtailing, when the whale sort of stands on its head in the water and repeatedly smashes the surface. We don't really know exactly why they do this, but it's some form of communication with other whales, or it could even just be playful behavior in some instances.
About to lose his mind, baby, you got it. Baby, you got it. And if there's anything that a man could want, thinks about all of the time, baby, you got it. Baby, you got it. You got the kind of love that sets my soul on fire. You got the kind of love that
The flat water and the quiet sailing made for a good opportunity to get some editing done. It's always a constant push and pull between filming new videos and editing new videos. Out here, there is something to film literally all the time, even at anchor. But each new episode also requires at least 2 to 3 full days of editing, so I have to pick my moments. Aladino sailed and fished, and meanwhile, down below with my construction Bluetooth headphones on, I completely missed the commotion happening on deck.
Whoa! We're on the fish today! I guess you can only get better through practice, so I am beyond grateful to be catching some salmon, because filleting them nicely is a challenge. Whale! Salmon! Whale! Squirrel! Otter!
Fresh salmon on board more than made up for how slowly we had to sail all day. We hadn't made it very far, but we made it under sail, and any passage made under sail feels a bit like it's free. Nonetheless, we turned on the motor as we approached our anchorage for the night. The entrance to this anchorage is narrow and shallow. I stood up at the bowsprit to keep an eye on the depth, and Aladino guided us in slowly.
The rain is coming.
All right, we are at anchor, and I am just figuring out what to do with all of this salmon that Aladino caught, because he got 2 salmons today, and we don't have a freezer on board. So obviously I will make salmon for dinner, which I'm currently working on, but then after that I'm going to have to get some pickling going. And for that, I am using this book. This was actually a gift from Simon, Finding Simon. If you've been watching us, you have met Simon on our channel, but it's a cookbook that was compiled by Quadra Island residents. Quadra Island is a bit down south. We did pass by it, although I didn't film anything from it. But it's quite an old book. I think it was published back in the 80s, I believe. Yeah, 81. And it's just a whole bunch of recipes from Quadra Island residents. The book was made as a bit of a fundraiser, but it's actually an amazing cookbook. There's so much in here for seafood specifically from this area. And there's actually 3 different recipes for pickled salmon. Now, to truly preserve fish, like for example, if we wanted to can it, we would need a pressure canner, which we don't have on board. So any of the preservation methods I am going to use here, they are still going to rely on the fridge. So we can't catch more salmon than can fit in our fridge. But so far we're not in danger of that. So I'll make the dinner and then I'll try pickling some salmon. I made a miso butter salmon bowl for dinner that night, and the following day, as rain poured down outside, I made some really good salmon dumplings. All of this fish is a real gift, and to be sailing here, surrounded by so much wilderness, eating from the sea, is something really special that I know will be with me for the rest of my life. And I hope you enjoyed coming with us on this leg of the journey. Next week, we have to get a bit inventive with our salmon to preserve some more of it, and so we put to good use the skills that our friends Allison and James taught us at the start of the summer. I also realized that I've actually done a bit of a bad job filming our departure from Allison and James. They live in the Broughton Archipelago, and so we said goodbye to them while we were there, but we didn't really film it, which is my bad. I didn't do a great job looping that into the story. So if you've been wondering where Allison and James are, they are in the Broughtons. We had the most amazing time cruising with them. They are the best cruising buddies ever, and I hope to go sailing with them again at some other point. They are really wonderful people. So if you haven't seen their videos, they make incredible videos about sailing. They've done some amazing trips all the way up to Alaska and back. Check them out. I will put a link in the video description. But yeah, at the start of the summer, they taught us how to smoke a salmon. And so in the next episode, we see if we can manage that skill without their guidance. And definitely doesn't go quite as smoothly, but we still had a really fun time of it. As always, a really big thank you for being here. We are so appreciative that we get to make these videos and that you come along and watch them every week. We wouldn't really make them otherwise, so thank you for being the impetus that keeps this all going. A huge thank you to the folks whose names are now appearing on screen for always going above and beyond to make sure that Magic Carpet keeps being produced. And a really big thank you to all of our patrons, without whom this wouldn't happen. The patrons allow us to make these episodes ad-free, which is something I feel very precious about. We do not have to read ads to you in the middle of the video, and that is directly because we are audience funded. I feel really just so incredibly proud of that fact. So if you would like to contribute to the audience funding of all of these videos, you can do so for as little as $2 a month. It's entirely up to you how you sign up, and the Patreon link is in the description as always. Okay, everyone. Thank you again for being here. We will see you next Friday for some adventures with a salmon on a beach. Bye for now.
You are so pretty. You.